Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm here with the lovely new kit from Rachel and Bella Crafts. This is for week, I can't remember, 10 of the 100 Days project. And this week it's mixed media. So yeah, I'm going to have a play. I've not printed the whole kit off. I just printed off some nice background pages and things that I really liked. It's kind of like a sewing theme. It's not kind of like a sewing theme, it is a sewing theme. And it complements the other two kits that Rachel's brought out within this 100-day project. I went for things that I thought might look good in making smaller things, clusters and things. So I really liked this, and equally this for the same reason. I thought I could use strips and things and turn them into fabric looking things. Now I know that was a theme a couple of weeks ago. Haven't watched all the videos. I've been busy. I've been away for a couple of weeks, not been at my craft desk. I've been back for a few days, about 4 days. Haven't done much, haven't felt like it. I love these pages, and this reminds me of my sewing themed kit that I made with these drawings. I've got sort of similar ones as well, and I liked it, and I liked the sort of faux fabric swatches on there, which gave me an idea, and I'll show you what I've been doing. I had a bit of a play last night, so again I did this page as well because I liked that bit, and I loved this, really loved this. Favourite sort of collage pages, and then I also printed off the words. I might well, they came out and I thought actually I'd want them smaller, so I'd probably print these two to a page to get them smaller, but they're really handy as well. I like a word on a tag or a pocket or a cluster or something. And this is the week 1 freebie, so I thought we'd probably do something with this. Those were all printed on 120 presentation paper. This is on card. So this I played last night. I was going to put the camera on, I didn't, so I was just having a little play to see what I could do. I wondered why that wasn't going flat. So, and I just wanted to sort of talk about mixed media, because I think lots of people think they need lots and lots of things to do mixed media. Rach said yesterday in our retreat chat that she's got nothing to do mixed media with, and she didn't want to buy anything. And the thing is, yes, you have, Rach, and so have all of you watching, because mixed media is just about using different mediums. So this is the digital printed on paper. We've got some lace, we've got some fabric, we've got some trim there, we've got ink on it. I even used my own fingers to make fingerprints on there. I kind of imagined this was like somebody's design book, and you would get messy when you were creating. I used a new product there, which isn't necessary. It's when it all gets a bit expensive. So there's 2 products on there. I don't know if you can see. There's cracks in it. Always wanted to use a bit of crackle paste. So there was a company that had a huge sale on back around my birthday. So I bought a few different crackle stuff. I've got crackle paint, crackle paste. I've got textured paste there. I bought this I've had a while. This is some gilding wax. These were all £1 or something each, so it's good to look at sales. I heard today that there's a sale on Craft Stash, apparently. Need to go and rush and have a look at that. Not that I need any products, but hey ho. So yeah, so that is, I used a stencil there. I got this stencil. This was another sale that I did. So I put some crackle paste on there, and then I went over it with the gilding wax. It's a bit of a mess, but you know what, it's fun. And then I hadn't tea dyed the other side, so then I used inks and sprays to dye the other side. I used the stencil again to make some sewing theme things. So, and then I folded it in half and I inked the middle page. So I think that would look quite good on a journal page. And I did think I'd make some pockets. So I had a misprint of this sheet, but I thought that could be a nice pocket on there. So yeah, those were my thoughts. So that was something I just wanted to sort of say. Gosh, 5 minutes and I haven't done any creating. That you don't need to spend a lot of money. You've probably got some distress oxide, even if it's just or distress ink, even if it's just photo, vintage photo, which you don't have to hand, but you might just have the ordinary ink. You know, you don't need necessarily the oxide. I do have oxide sprays. Again, I picked all of these up reduced in a sale, so I didn't pay a lot for it. But in terms of paste, you can make your own. I think that one might have dried by now. These are years old. These are now dry, but I did these a couple of years ago, so I need to make some more. But that is PVA glue, white glue, school glue, bit of talcum powder and water, I think. Can't remember. I'll try and remember the recipe and put it in the comments below. But it is just, so that's mixed media, and all right, ignore that bit. We are just looking at ink, fabric and lace and the digital, but I've created something mixed media there. You also, you get like blending mats, you know, Tim Holtz has a really nice mat that you can buy, or you can use a serial liner. And this is really good to sort of get your nice little effect. I mean, you can tea dye to get a nice little effect on the back, or you can take your distress oxide inks, if you, like me, have lots. I mean, what am I picking out there? Old paper tea dye. Oh, gone for a Burton there. I've done this before on videos, and so I'm just putting, I love old paper. It's really light. I think in the distress ink it wouldn't come out very much, but in the oxide, doing this, it works a treat. Take a bit of water, give it a spray, make it wet, and then take your paper. We'll take this one, and we just dib dab, and you get these amazing effects. I mean, obviously you can tea dye it, but if you wanted to do something different, so that is adding ink and water to paper, leave it to dry, and then you can do some other things. I'm just gonna put that somewhere. Now I've got this, I'm gonna do something on this, but there's a bit of me that I want to grunge that up a bit, so I'm gonna stick a bit of that on here, and maybe on some of these buttons, so they look a little bit less new. Now I've got some old stuff here from having done it previously, and I think with a bit of water I can just reactivate that. So I want a little bit more on here. Yeah, so that'll do. I'm going to move this out of the way now. So I'm going to take my heat gun now a minute and just give that a dry. That's lovely. Right, so although I've put this on card, I do want it to be backed a little bit better than that. So I'm gonna, I don't want that. I want my other ruler, can't see it. Gonna end up possibly chopping my fingers off for what I'm gonna do now. But anyway, we'll go gently. I'm gonna do that. Just want to, oh Jess, there we go. Just wanted to chop that off. I want to just back it, so let's find some brown paper to back it with. Something the right size. I don't think that is, Jess. No, it's not, because it's quite big. Here we are, brown envelope. No, I like brown envelopes. Oh, Jezebel, here we go. Gusto brown paper bag. Brilliant. Right. So here we go, another bit. There's packaging, so that's another bit of a different medium. And we can all recycle packaging. So move the buttons a sec. I am flying by the seat of my pants, as ever, in doing this. I haven't really got time, though I did, my idea was to film this last night, and I was like, oh, I want to test out the crackle paste because I've never really used it before, and then I just ended up creating that page, and then that was me run out of time. So I'm really busy. I'm going away again. I'm going to Malta. Never been to Malta. Always wanted to go to Malta. My dad, getting the gungy off that, and I'm not doing it very well. My dad was in the Navy, and he was stationed in Malta. And there was there was 3 places my dad went on about a lot. Hong Kong, never been there. Gibraltar, did finally get to Gibraltar, and Malta. They were the 3 places that he talked about loads, and so Malta and Gibraltar were 2 that I wanted to go to. Not so much Hong Kong, probably because it was really far away, and I didn't think that I'd necessarily be able to afford to go there ever. So there, I'm just going to stick that on there. Yeah, so yeah, so I'm going to Malta, and I'm leaving tomorrow for an airport hotel. So we've got an early flight on Sunday morning. So when you see this video, I'll be there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Valletta. Looks absolutely stunning and beautiful, and we're staying in a place called Salima, I think that's what it's called, and you can catch a ferry. You can see it. I can see it from the infinity pool of the hotel we're staying in, and there's a little, you can get a ferry and you can be across there fairly quickly, so I'm quite looking forward to that. Right, let's just get rid of this bit. I'm going to leave that to dry a tad before I sort of trim it down. These will be nice cluster fodder. Whilst I was away, I did have a couple of days of doing some crafting, so I've got some ideas for some quick videos from that. So there we go. So that'll be nice, and that's going to be quite a nice size for, this is like a button. It's going to be buttons, so the buttons are going on there. So let's bring the buttons in. I think we're going to go for these little ones, I think. Maybe a few big ones. Yeah. Right, so I want to stick these to some card to give them a bit of substance. let me just find some card. Where's an empty cereal box when you want one? You just can't find it. Right, so this is some packaging, something that I bought in a charity shop. So this would be a nice card. It's quite nice thickness. It's nice and white on the back, so actually in a way it's better than cereal box. So I'm going to cut this up there so that I can stick some on one, some on the other. And the reason why I'm not cutting them out first is because I want them to be stuck down before I cut them out, because otherwise you'll be cutting them out twice. So I'm going to do more because I don't know which ones I actually want at this stage. So just like I did before, I'm going to stick these down. Do you know, I'm going to go in half again, simply because of so they fit on the space I've got. Probably not going to use those two because I don't want a heart-shaped one, and that'd be too difficult. There, they'll do. That'll be love. That'll be lush. Proper lush, that. So, just going to stick these down. Right, so they're stuck. I'm going to leave them to dry a bit because this is a bit shiny. I think it takes a little bit longer to dry, but that's feeling pretty okay. So let's come back to this. I'm going to rip. I'm going to hope that it's dried enough now, but I want to give it like a bit of a rough edge. So there we go. So I did look up the definition of mixed media, and it is using a variety of mediums to create one thing. Mostly, that's what Google's AI told me. So we've used a digital print, bit of card, some ink, and some more packaging so far, and some cardboard packaging as well as paper packaging. So there we go. And you'll find that sometimes you get curling. Well, if you just put it under your mat or something heavy, it irons all that out. Or just embrace it and like it. So where is my vintage photo? It's still packed. Okay, so located my vintage photo. My sister rang me. We ended up checking in at the airport. So I've done a bit of prep for the next bit, the buttons bit, so it won't be so long. So I'm just going to go around the edges, and because I've ripped it, I've got a fluffier edge, and it takes the ink so wonderfully. And I was thinking, I mean, this is quite big actually, that you could print this 2 to a page, and then you'd have a much smaller button card, which might be preferable, although this is quite a nice size for journaling on. So yeah, down to preference, whatever you like. So there we go. I might just take some of this whiteness off, because I don't like white. That's what it boils down to. Not a lover of the white. Oh, that looks much nicer. like that. I like the sprays on it, makes it look like it's been around a while. There we go. That's much more pleasing to me. There we are. I like. Right, so then we need some buttons. I've made a right mess there. So I have done some of the buttons. Now, you could fussy cut them, but I have got punches, and I prefer that. So to get me punch close to them, I'm just, that one looks like it's a wee one. This is a 3/4. It's actually a wee bit big. That, but we'll still do it. This one might be better, so it doesn't matter. So this one's going to lose some of that button, but who knew? Who would know? So just going in there with a smaller one. Can I do an inch on that one? Don't know. Give it an inch. It'll take a mile. There we are. Let's just go down there. Then it's simpler. So on that one, will a 1 1/4 be okay there? Got a bit round the edge, but I think it'll be all right because you can ink it. There we go. So we're going to have a nice little collection of buttons here. That one's, oh, that was no good. Let's try the smaller one on that. Yeah. There we go. So that's how I'm getting the buttons. I actually want this red one, Jez, or that green one. So marvellous. Only because I've done some buttons already and I just want just different colours. There we go. That'll do. So I have a passion for punches. I got loads, and I probably will never stop buying them. Right, so I have done some buttons here. So we've got like a big one and a slightly littler one, another big one and a littler one. So I want a big one and a littler one here. So I wanted some different colours. Where's that green one? It is over there, because that's the thing with punches. They go all over the place. There we go. And that's kind of the same colour there, isn't it? So let's do that. Yeah, quite like that. Yeah, I think that's kind of how we'll do it. I've got these as spares. So what I did, bit of vintage photo. So we go around the edges. So that's, and I did do a little bit on the back just in case you saw it a bit. So that's them all nicely roughed up. And then put the holes in. So got my crocodile, the smaller hole, that'll be that one then, Jez, to poke that end out. It's got card up there, get rid. So get those holes in so it's looking more realistic. They don't come out like that, Jez, it's a thick bit of card. Yeah. And then that one. There we go. So that's that. These holes are a little bit too small. There's 3 holes on that one. That's unusual. So I'm going to use my pokey tool and to poke these holes in. This is just a cork from a gin bottle, that. So always handy. I use them for, you know, putting my pokey tools in around my desk. And I've got some stuck to a cupboard door for like a notice board. There we go. I will show when I eventually get my craft room sorted. I'll do a tour. That's my intention. Right, so there we've got that. So then I've got some thread here, and this is like thicker than normal thread. This is from a charity shop. Most of my threads come from a charity shop. So it's doubled over, and I'm knotting it. And I am just going to go through. And then as I pull it, I'm going in there. So this is another bit of mixing up the media. So we've got thread being added. Then we're going to go the other diagonal. Like so. As I've double threaded, I'm not going a second time. Some of them I have, but I'm not going to. So then we'll just go through there to knot. And I'm going to go through a second time. It's going to get glued down, so it's not really a massive problem. Fluff that up, but it don't matter. Don't matter, it's secure. Let's just cut that. Cut that there. That's a bit long there. Cut that as well. And then I'm going to take some, this is picture frame tape. I'm going to cut a bit of this just to tape down. It's not big enough, Jez. Probably be big enough for the next one. But a little bit bigger on this one. So put that tape on the back there to tape down those ends so they won't come apart. And then we've covered up our holes. So get our little pokey tool again, and we'll poke the holes back in. There we go, and then I just went in and flapped them around there, so they look once again like the buttons. That's how I did the buttons. So I've got one more to do, and then we're nearly done. No idea how long this will be on account of the fact that I stopped and started, and I'll probably do a bit of speeding up for the gluing bit. So this is a 3-hole button. Never seen a 3-hole button in the wild. So here we go, and we'll come up here. And we'll go down there. And we'll go. Just do it so we've got like a triangle. There we go. And then we'll do that. Do one more little knot. This one's going to be a little bit bunched up, but doesn't matter. And then give that a little snip. There we go. Put my needle in here. Sits on my desk. Let's take that a little bit. Something there. Let's pull you over a bit. Give it a good push down. And then we want those holes in again. Not that you can see much of these holes because they're so tiny. There we go. So that's them that have got to go on there. So we just need to glue these down in place. They do now stick up a bit. I think, how am I going to glue them down? I'm just going to glue them down, Jez. I mean, so there we go. Stick some glue all the way around there. Probably too much, Jez. No, probably about it. That was too much. There we go. And it's oozing all out the middle because I put too much. Now you could experiment it. I've got some super matte varnish, and I did varnish one, forgetting that it was matte varnish, so it made no blooming difference whatsoever. But you could put some like glossy accents, or I've got glossy Mod Podge actually, so I could have put some of that on it, but I didn't. I've lost a button. Jezebel, where is it? No idea. Goodness me, has it gone up my sleeve? Yeah. So that's it. Let's pull my sleeves up. So I'd probably put something heavy on that to make sure it sticks. Just realised my next project for the 100 days of junk journaling is I think it's vintage ephemera. And this is vintage ephemera. Oh dear. So I'll be doing something else for the next challenge. But yeah, I hope this has given you some ideas to not be scared of mixed media. I mean, I've got loads of other stuff. I mean, I've got a jelly plate, and I say I haven't used textured paste. I've just showed you something with using textured paste. And you know, there's all sorts of amazing products like with the crackle paste and everything. And, you know, and you watch people like Cara Renee from Be Reborn Art and Healing. She does amazing things with mixed media. My friend Steph from Hilltop View Journals, she's always adding this, that and everything. But you don't need expensive products. You can just stick with what you've got. And that's one of the things I love about junk journaling, is that it is just putting junk together, using what you got, having fun, having a go. So there we are. That is a little bit of a mixed media product using, these are Rachel's week 1 freebies, so that's up for grabs for free. Yeah, so loving that, loving that. That was the one I made before, and I just want to just grab this simple collage. That's mixed media as well. We've got a vintage junk journal. I've got, well, I say antique, vintage music paper, vintage ledger, a book, digitals, and it's all some stamps, and it's all stuck down on some packaging. That's mixed media. I love this so much. I can't cut it up, it's too nice. I'm going to frame it, I think, and stick it on the wall. Anyway, I digress. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you continuing to support everybody on this collaboration. There's lots of small channels on it, so you know, it's about helping to grow them, so do go and like and comment on them. I think Rach is doing a giveaway. I will probably be donating a prize for that, so you need to like and comment on videos from now on to be in with a chance for the giveaway, and yeah, and subscribe if you want to. I managed over Easter, whilst I was away, to hit 10,000 subscribers, so I'm absolutely delighted about that. So thank you so much for everybody who subscribed to me and keeps supporting me. I will be doing a giveaway, but I am going on holiday again, so it'll be in the future when I get back and when I'm sort of sorted. My head's still not always in a good place. Yeah, so there we go. I will be back soon. Bye for now.